Joining me today on his nationwide comedy tour, Jeremy Piven. What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm wonderful, dude. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. I've been a big fan for a long, long time, even before the role that a lot of people know you from. And I've been very excited and talking to people about it and how excited I am just to talk to you and get the chance to converse with you. And as I tell people, like, I get to talk to Jeremy Piven. He's coming to town here in a little bit. And people are like, what's he coming to town for? And I'm like, he's doing stand up these days. And they're like, oh, I didn't know he did that. And I'm like, I didn't know that either. And that begs the question, like, how long has that been going on?
Since I came out of the womb.
Really?
Yeah, they handed me a mic, check 1 2 1 2, and then I just started ripping into it. I've been doing comedy my whole life, and you know me from film and TV and stuff like that. But I've been on stage since I was 8 years old and have navigated this space. And I'm coming to one of the most beautiful theaters in Portland. It's a
Absolutely.
big, yeah. And I just forgot the name of it.
The Roseland.
The Roseland. I wanted you to say it. See what I did there?
Yeah, you set
That
me
was
up, man. I appreciate that.
I did. It's all part of it. Yeah, the Roseland is it's a stunning theater. And yeah, people don't know some people don't know I do stand up, and for me it's a chance to be the most creative that I could possibly be.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little hungover right now. Because
Okay.
last night I was at a film festival, and I was lucky enough to win an award for best performance for the performance, and I was out until million o'clock.
Do you get a chance to do
It-
that much these days? Like, are you a hard partier?
yeah, I'm drunk most of the time. I do a lot of cocaine. No, that's what's so funny about doing roles. I had a guy, an actor, come up to me and he goes, "Hey, brother, you want to do a little bit of a little Charlie, baby? You do?" And I go, "No, I don't do cocaine." And he goes, "Mate, I saw you do it. I saw
Right.
you do it,
It
mate.
was. We have pictures.
Yeah, no, I saw you." I go, "Are you talking about smoking aces?" He goes, "Yeah, mate. Yeah, smoking aces. Just a little bit of Charlie then.
Right.
You all right then, mate?"
Right.
And
You
I
were
went,
blitzed out in that movie.
"Yeah." I go, "Oh no, that was powdered vitamin C. I'm an actor. I don't do cocaine. And you're a great actor.
Yeah.
How can you not?" It was such a compliment that this guy thought
Yeah.
that I was a cocaine addict.
Yeah.
And it makes me understand people more, because people get confused and they think
Yeah.
I'm Ari Gold or
They thought you were Buddy
um
Israel for a moment, and
yeah, exactly, from Smoking Aces. With stand up, it's a chance to just go out there and just perform. It's all coming from me. It's whatever I think is funny.
right.
I can enter into characters. I can do observational humor, stories, whatever. So it's just a great release for me. And people say to me, "We didn't know you were this funny," which is a backhanded compliment. And I love it. No, just because they've never seen me do stand up, they'll see me maybe play the gay Versace salesman in Rush Hour. You
Right.
know, it's funny. I was talking to these agents the other day, and they were saying, "How do you feel about auditioning?" And I was like, "Listen, whatever it takes." And yet I will say, if you guys want to put up everything from, "May I help you?" So let's put, the buttercream cracked skin, what's below the waist,
Right.
mystery meat. If you want to put that up and then put 80 movies in between
Right.
leading up to whatever, and if they still then go, "Well, we don't think you can do it," I'll do it. But after 80 movies, and I've played Lloyd and I played Ari. It's like I can, you know what I mean? Like without being too cocky, I remember my father was my acting teacher, and he said to me, and he was, I grew up at a time before we were operating the way we do now,
Right.
which is mostly participation trophies and honoring feelings. You know what I mean? And just different times, different
Right.
times. We have a fire captain here in LA, and her first priority was diversity. And I
Yeah.
was hoping it would be water. We needed some water for the fire.
In
But
L.A.
yeah, and but she's gender fluid. We don't have any fluids for the water,
Right.
but she was definitely fluid. So this is before, feelings hijacked all of us. And by the way, this is not a political stance I'm taking. I'm just trying to understand what's going on. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
We're
but
all
my
keeping up.
father was my acting teacher, and during one rehearsal, I hadn't progressed and I hadn't worked on the role, and we were in rehearsal, and he said, "There's one actor in this room, and you ain't it." in front of all my friends. And I remember I was destroyed, and I wanted to quit, and it was humiliating and all these things. That ended up being a turning point moment in my life, and a great role for me. And he said, "You played yourself like a piano." And I was like, oh my god. So he was doing that in terms of my performance, and he was so confirming and loving, and he just wanted me to be the best version of myself as an actor and
Yeah.
respect the space I occupy. And so it was tough love, and I
It,
owe him everything.
it worked
And
on you.
yeah, it worked on me, and it worked on the Jackson 5.
Well, great art comes from that
Wait,
kind
well,
of trauma, right?
that's a way. That was, I went a little too far on that one. No, but maybe we need a little more Joe Jackson.
Maybe.
Um, no, um, no, but my father cared enough to be honest with me,
Right.
and it made me a better actor. And now everyone's so worried about how do you feel. And the real, when you get out there into the world, if you've been coddled like a piece of veal,
Yeah.
you're going to get smacked in the face.
I think it's probably true. I'm a dad too, and I'm just finishing up coaching my kids' team, and we're like 1 and 16, and I'm a coddling type, and so
Mm,
they're having a good time.
yeah.
The record reflects my coaching style. So
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm not there, so, and I can't wait to have kids, and it's great that you're doing it. So I can't say anything to you because you're doing it and I haven't yet. That's one
right,
thing I understand. A lot of people,
yeah.
they've got, I know exactly what's happening in Gaza. You do? Are you sure? Are you
Right,
sure?
right, right,
Are you
right,
sure you do? Because I don't. I'm
right,
reading, I'm looking for the truth. What's really going on?
right,
You
right.
know, so we have a lot of people that are experts in a lot of things. So I would say to you, hey man, what about tough love? But I'm not there. I'm
Hey,
not
I'm
in your
happy.
position.
My kid loves me. I love my kid. Hey, I'm winning in that game. So.
Listen, if you want your kid to have a 1 in 16 life, then you keep doing what you're doing. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know how he's going to turn out, but he's a good kid, so that's all I'm going for.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you about the acting thing. Is it? Did you see yourself as going comedy, or did you see yourself as was acting in TV just kind of like a thing that happened? Was like, are you getting back to it with the stand up?
I don't really understand the question, but
So
I
like,
think I'll
like
answer
was stand up the goal?
it.
And are you like,
Listen, I didn't have any. I don't have any goals.
okay, you're killing
That's
it, man.
that's why I'm 1 in 16. Okay,
Right.
no. All I knew was that I've been doing it forever, and I was smart enough to know, okay, I'm not going to go to L.A. and go out there looking for a job because I would get lost. I would get completely lost and distracted and all that stuff. I stayed in Chicago, stayed on the stage and grinded. Started a theater company with John Cusack called The New Criminals, and we did a bunch of and worked my butt off. And then I just knew when it's time, they'll bring me out. It's almost like you're in AAA, and I got called up. I got called up, and I've been out here ever since. And it's a strange, interesting world out here. And I've learned a lot, and I've learned the hard way. And that's how you learn. You take your lumps. Um, and I'm finally leaving this town. Finally. It's a very interesting, strange, beautiful place, LA. And stand up is one of these things where it's like, you don't have to wait for anyone's approval. You don't have to wait for a budget.
Yeah.
All these actors out here, and they're sitting idle. I'm not idle. I get up and I grab that mic, so I have no rust on me. So when I pop into a movie like The Performance that I won that award for, it's the best work of my life by far.
Yeah.
And who knew? A stand-up said to me, "You're going to be a better actor because of stand-up." And I didn't know how that would be true, and it is true. I think any kind of creative form, one informs the other. And if you head out to the Roseland Theater, watch this transition. I think it's November 12th, 11th, or 12th.
July 11th.
Sorry, July 11th. There you go. See, I'm getting you to say
You,
everything.
you missed it only by 4 months, man. Swing. Nice shot.
Listen, someone's going to be there. We don't know who it's going to be. It could be Rob Schneider. Someone's going to be on stage.
July 11th at the Roseland Theater. Jeremy Piven's coming. He's doing a stand-up show. We're gonna pack the house, man. I'm gonna come, dude. I can't wait to see it, dude.
It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. And it's this funny thing where it's like people see me and they go, "Oh, you're a natural. You're a natural." And I go, "Oh, thanks, man." And you don't say, because people just think, "Oh, you just jump up there and you're either a stand up or you're not."
Right.
They don't realize, "Oh, no, 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 no. The harder you work, the easier it seems."
Sure. Of course.
You, like anything else, I know you got to go to these dive bars and bomb and work through it and keep grinding and do 5 to 8 shows and 250 shows a year to make it look easy.
I
But
think
that's
it's
still that's
I
the
think
way
it's gonna
life
be fun to
is.
come and watch. I mean, like we've seen you in your roles and stuff, and I can't wait to come see in like your voice. Like we've seen you read other people's lines. This is Jeremy Piven up on stage doing your stuff.
Exactly, and that is the difference. There is no character. It's me,
Right.
and that I just filmed my special in Chicago, and
Hmm.
so I'll put that out, and so people they'll have a reference now, and then they'll you can make a decision for yourself, and people show up, and I love it. And whether you love me or hate me or think I can do it or don't think I can do it, I say show up. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Right. And then you've
Heckle
already
me.
gotten the money, and they can decide it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's absolutely that, but then there's also the people that, want to have their moment
Right.
and they want to just yell and bring a butter knife to a tank fight because I'm a professional and I have the microphone.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
I'm
there's
a douchebag because of you, bro.
so
That I mean that's only going to go so far.
That's my. I want to do one last. I'm over time here, but let me ask this last question. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
crowd work and stand up comedians these days. Are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you have to? Do you kind of have to?
oh, you have to. But I mean, you get to. And it changes. That's the one thing when you're doing plays or movies or whatever, you're not interacting with the crowd, and that's what makes it a live performance. If I've had people that they don't stop.
Right.
It's like whack-a-mole, and it's like they have Tourette's, and it just like it won't ever stop. It's like becomes a press conference. You don't want that,
Right.
but
Right.
the back and forth is really fun, and it makes it a totally unique experience.
Yeah.
And then the audience sees, okay, wow, this is moment to moment and improvisational at times, and he sees us.
Yeah. I don't want anybody. I don't want to encourage anybody to come with material or anything to come shouting at you. But if it does happen, I'm curious.
Listen, if someone has material and they want to like break into it, let's see what they got.
Man, are you sure?
You know,
Are you sure? That scares me,
I
man.
mean,
I don't want.
but I just have a feeling with Portland, it's this gonna be, it's such a beautiful place, man, and they're just real people, real civilians, and they're hiking and they're not all influencers. It's gonna
Right.
be interesting,
Yeah. You're coming in July. This is. I mean, this is our Mecca time. This is our best time. So
amazing.
yeah.
I can't.
Come walk around a little bit, dude. It's a lovely town during July.
Listen, if anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm just at Jeremy Piven with a little blue check on Instagram or Twitter or X, whatever it is, and give me suggestions on where to go. I'll give them some free meet and greets or even, whatever
Yeah.
they want. But I'd love to have some suggestions and we'll get after it and have a great time.
We'll be looking around for you. July 11th at Roseland Theater. Jeremy Piven. He's going to be there. Tickets are on sale now. We'll hook up the links down in the bio and all that. Pleasure to talk to you, dude. It was so nice to
You,
meet you.
thank you. You too, buddy. See you soon.
All right, man.
Okay. Bye bye.